Hi guys, welcome back to MACS Chats. This week I am joined with Anthea and our new podcast officer, Melissa. So this week we're going to be talking about bad media we love. So to kick it off, I will throw to Melissa to ask the first question.
So this can just go to anyone. So when you think about a bad movie, what makes you think it's bad? Like, is it the quality? Is it the characters? Is it the plot? Is it the trope?
I think this is something that you're going to hate about Jade and I, but we both really like bad movies, like bad media. It's kind of all I talk about on this podcast. It's just me being like, I love...
What do you mainly talk about?
Boss Baby. Every episode I'll bring up Boss Baby.
Like the series or the movie?
The movie. I don't like the series. I think the series is boring. But I love the two movies and then the Lego movie as well. Like those are my top 10 movies of all
Okay, the
time.
Lego movie isn't even bad.
The Lego movie is good, bro.
Yeah, but
I
when
only
you think
think it's
about
bad.
it back in like 2015, you're like, oh, this is the worst piece of media ever created. And now it's like, wait, this is goated. So
I think this might be the generational divide once again of
Yeah.
like, you were probably like, how old were you when the Lego movie came out?
girl, that's a great question. I don't know.
Yeah, but like in
It's like
the...
probably 10.
Yeah, in the age where everything's awkward and like cringe,
Yeah.
basically. I was already kind of past that point. And I
That
was
you
like,
could enjoy it normally.
Yeah.
But like, for example, like Minions, the entire, like I can tell you like the plot of every movie. It's like, that's how much I like, yeah. It's not something I'm proud about, but it's like I do it way too often.
you were 100% proud about it. Like you bring it up too much to not be proud.
Yeah, fair enough.
What
How many Minion movies are there? Like
4.
4.
Yeah, the 4th one is the worst. 2nd one, in my opinion, is the best one. Because that's when they introduced Lucy, and then they also have like the nacho hat that he cracks it and eats his guacamole out of the little hole. Dude, it's so
All I see is like that one clip of that I don't know what his name is. It's like Margaret's love interest, and he looks. It's that
that
like,
emo looking kid. Yeah, it was the
Yes.
2nd movie.
Everyone thought he was like
Fine shit.
Everyone thought he was fine shit. But like I don't know if I agree. But
No,
To
he was
each
like
their own.
ugly, but like honestly good for Margot. Like she needed that.
and I mean to be fair, I was like I think I was like 9 when it came out. So I don't think I can like. Okay, I see Jade cringing right
fucking
now.
dying. I'm so old.
Yeah, I was
This was
literally
your
like
fault.
in primary school. So
No, that's fair.
I feel like I'm not allowed in this room. Like
This is the thing. I told you, like, it was gonna be the inverse. When it was me, you, and Leo, it was like they were like so old. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Now I'm like, yeah, you're the odd one out.
wow, well, I've like basically forced
is it
myself
rude if
into
I ask how
retirement.
old are you? I'm sorry.
I'm 22. Which doesn't sound that bad until
That
you
isn't
realize.
that bad.
But then it's like I finished high school basically when you started. And then that's like
Okay,
what
never
really
mind then.
shows what the divide is. It's like your entire like high school life, which is like the bit you always look back and really it's like when you shaped your like who you are as a person. Ours are completely, there's like zero overlap.
Yep.
I'm old. Anyway, mortgages and taxes, right?
Can't relate.
No. What about you, Melissa? What do you think makes a movie bad?
To be honest, when I look at a movie, I like the aesthetics a lot more. So I look at the aesthetics like I don't know if it's like a good looking movie, I'll generally like it. But like that, this doesn't include Shrek because the CGI was really bad and like the first one was really bad. But like if you look at the humor and everything, I think it was pretty modern. But like I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think Shrek was one of like the only cartoons I actually like the CGI movies, like 3D CGI.
Dude, this is like actually like,
All right.
what the hell? What the hell is going on?
I also low-key can't believe you said like, oh, Shrek looks bad. I think Shrek holds up great. I think
The
it looks...
first Shrek
Yeah, I still think it holds up. But
compared to like today's CGI. That's what I'm saying.
I mean...
What was Shrek released like 2003?
Yeah,
it was
2003,
very early
2002.
2000s.
Yeah.
Wait, so for 2000s, it's like really good. Like
Yeah,
it's
but, like, right now.
spectacular. Yeah,
Looking
but like
at it now, yeah.
Well, I mean, is this where we talk about maybe not bad movies we love, but bad movies?
2001.
Shrek 5.
that was a
I'm
bad
not
movie.
I don't think I'll watch that.
Well,
That was
like,
a bad movie.
Well, it's not out yet. The one you're
It
thinking
looks
of Shrek 4.
but Shrek 5 looks bad. Like
Yeah.
the one with Zendaya, where everyone thinks that Shrek is on Ozempic. Like that one.
Well, that's the thing of
It's
like...
just the poster. Like they like made his eyes really like close together, and then someone on TikTok said he looks like Ethan Slater, and I think that was really true. I literally can't unsee it right now.
Well, to me, that's the opposite. I think Shrek looks better when it looks a bit shitty. That looks
Yeah.
too like high quality.
That's true. It does add to like the humor. I agree with you.
Yeah.
It needs to be like a bad looking movie, I think, in order for it to be a good movie. I think that's my opinion with like animation. If it looks good, then I think it's gonna be a bad movie. Because then they spent too much time focusing on that and not the actual like plot and like
Yeah,
the actual enjoyment of it. Whereas like if it looks like horrendous, like you know that movie, that like B-Tech movie that they made with Okay, wait. You guys talk while I go find this movie because this is actually gonna stress me out.
Well, I mean, I kind of agree with like all of the new Disney like animated films.
They're a lot more 3D.
Well, it's not even the 3D. It's just like, oh, they look great, but they are terrible movies. Like,
That's true. I think most of the budget was spent on animation rather than writers.
yeah. When it's like, maybe I'm just too old. Maybe it's like I'm not the demographic, but I just like none of it excites me. Like,
yeah, I do
Elemental
agree with
and
you.
all that. I'm just like, look, really shiny graphics. I'm like, yeah, but I don't care. I just don't care, and I can't make myself care.
Unpopular opinion, but like Avatar, like the Blue People one, the CGI was great, but the plot was.
I don't even think that's an unpopular opinion. I think that's super popular. It's like, I mean, the first Avatar probably came out when you guys were like, what, babies?
Yeah, I don't even think I was born.
I think it was like 2008.
Yeah, I think
Okay, so I was
2008.
I watched it in
One.
cinema and I remember being like, what the hell is going on? Like,
Yeah.
I was actually like,
I just saw like
tripped
Blue
out.
People and that's it. Like
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it.
I think genuinely Avatar is like the opposite of bad media I love, where it's like super polished but zero like heart or soul.
Yeah, that's true. We are getting kind of off track.
Yeah. Well, now we've worked out exactly what we don't like.
That's fair enough.
Have you worked out what movie you're talking about, Anthea?
Found it. Hoodwinked.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Oh, do you know Hoodwinked?
No, sorry.
Oh my god, no, that's so fine. Don't worry. Basically, they like took like 4
Wait, let me look this
different
up.
stories and put them together, and it was made in 2005, so it was like a year before you were born. So I don't know whether like you would have catched it or not. But I remember watching this when I was like 8, and I was like, this movie.
It kind of
is
looks
so
like Romeo
good.
and Juliet.
Yeah. So basically,
Similar
it was
like vibe level of
Yeah,
animation.
like the main character literally looks exactly like Juliet.
So that's Little Red Riding Hood, and then Grandma, but it's like a murder like detective mystery. It's known for being like one of the worst animated films of all time. Like the company did not have enough money to do it. Like it was just so bad. But it's like dinamite. Like it's just crazy. Like oh,
It's
so
it's
good.
kind of like Shrek in that it's very like of its time, but also weirdly pop culture-y. Like it's like Little Red Riding Hood and all these kind of like fairy tales, but making references to at the time current like topical things. It is a bad movie. I have probably seen it 100 times. Like I don't know. This is like
okay, I'll probably have to watch that movie then.
oh
To
yeah
work it out.
no
I
or
mean,
the
so-
sequel.
I haven't watched a sequel.
Wait, there's a sequel?
Yeah, but it's not as good. That's
How'd
why.
they get enough money to get a sequel?
I think the company was basically dying, and then for some reason
Yeah, they,
Hoodwinks
like-
became a
Okay,
massive
Hoodwink
thing.
2. Which
No, they
is
literally had,
Save
like-
Our Company.
They had like no money, which is why this like the first movie they made was like it's like you can see like it's like the depths of hell. You're like, wow, they have nothing going for them. And then I think because of that movie got like a lot of like I don't know, it wasn't even just interest. It was just like it's just like a classic. I don't know. It's one of those movies where it's like you think about it all the time, but every time you watch it, you're like, what the hell is
Sometimes I
going
watch
on?
movies just to like not think about anything because it's so predictable.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's just like every Netflix Christmas movie, I think.
I mean, that would be the thing that I hate. Like, if we're going by like what makes a
Yeah.
bad movie, it would be
Netflix Christmas movies.
Netflix Christmas movies. What was the one? Red One or whatever.
Red, white, and royal
yeah.
blue.
Oh, it's Chris
That,
Evans.
that was
Yeah, where it's like it's so just predictable, so like designed by committee, so much like bunch of people around in suits writing a plot instead of actual like artists.
What was the movie about? I don't think I read that far.
I could not tell you. Something to do
It's
with
just-
Christmas and I don't know. I genuinely I feel like I could watch that movie and not remember it. Like
Because like I saw. Sorry, I'm just watching Anthea. Okay. Because like I just saw the poster and it kind of looked like a Marvel poster. Maybe it was just the poster that I was looking at the cinema. But
I think Marvel poster is like a slur. Like I feel like it's derogatory. Where it's like
It's
you
just
look
like
like
the
a Marvel poster is an insult. Like bland and nothing.
okay, maybe that's what makes a bad movie. Looks like a
neon
Marvel poster.
blue.
Oh yeah.
But,
Oh my
like,
god, we've got
navy
orange and
blue.
blue lights. Yeah, let's go.
What movie were you guys talking about? Sorry, I kind of clogged out. You said Suits, and then I started singing the theme song in the background. I don't know if you guys heard it. And then I really got thrown off, and I had no idea what you guys were talking about
The
anymore.
only clip I see of Suits is like when he like it's like that. I think it's like the main character. He's just like reciting like the book or something because he
like
didn't
the
go to
law.
Harvard or something.
Yeah, because he has an what's it called, eidetic memory, so he can like memorize anything just by reading it. So then he took someone. Why am I saying this fucking?
This is so off track, but like continue.
No, you're so fine. He basically like takes the Harvard like the bar exam for someone else. But I think he like ends up taking on the identity of that person, and then applies for this firm, for Harvey something's firm. But in order to go, like, be in that firm, you have to be a Harvard graduate. So he pretended like he wasn't, like, took on that identity. Obviously, they ended up finding out like he wasn't, but they kept his NDA secret for like 3 seasons. And then the partners found out, and then they're like, what the hell? Like, you can't be here. Because he didn't even have like a degree. Like, he's not allowed to technically practice law.
So
like,
you think Suits is genuinely like a good show?
I think up until like season 4, it's fine.
Okay.
And then like, actually, I don't remember.
I think that's the issue with long running.
Yeah, I don't remember
TV
how many
shows
seasons
as
there
well.
are though. Like the first like 2 seasons at least are like, I mean, Meghan Markle was like good in it, but I think around the time that she left, and then like, they kicked him out, and I was like, this is actually like the worst movie of all time. And that's when I stopped watching because I was like, this is just like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, to pull it back then, I guess, to like a relevant topic.
Jade!
I know, we're recording a podcast. Do you guys have like a TV show then where you were like, it was good at the start, there are too many like seasons, but I keep watching it? I think Anthea has an answer to this one.
Yeah, you
And
know
take
I
an answer to
do.
this. I need to think
Dude,
about it because
I
there's a
watched
lot.
so many bad shows. Like, that'd probably be like NCIS was like a big one before. Like, I watched all 12 seasons of it. Obviously, like, crazy subplot and like so much propaganda just like throughout that show. But I was like, this is so good. And then they kicked off like the main character, and I was like, what's the point of watching this anymore? But I just kept watching it until they didn't upload any new episodes, and I was like, oh, okay. So I haven't watched the 2 most recent like seasons, but like that show had me on a chokehold. Like, I was watching it for like 3 years on and off. And then when I finally moved to Melbourne and I was like, bro, like, I don't know anybody. Let me just watch a TV show. I finished it within like a month of being here. And then I felt like empty. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to watch anymore. Like, what? And then I watched Criminal Minds, finished that. And then I was like, I don't know what to do with my life
Wait,
anymore.
is that the same show or was that a
No.
different like?
It's the same vibe,
Yeah,
right?
it's
One
like-
is like
And then Law and
FBI.
Order, they're like all the same vibe.
No, they're not. No, they're
I don't
not. No, they're like, they're similar vibes because they're all like police based or like law based, but they all have different kind of things. Like NCS focuses on like the naval, like Navy, so like water, marine, stuff like that, and like they do more like terrorism, which is like no one understands why. Whereas like Criminal Minds looks at like serial killers and like looks at like their behavior and stuff like that. And then Law and Order is like one-off cases, and they actually like incorporate the law into it. Like they'll have like courts and stuff like that, whereas the other 2 don't include that whatsoever. Sorry, like I'm very passionate about cop shows, even though like they're so bad for you, and I genuinely like
Just
so much propaganda is being fed into my head. But I'm like,
mainlining like that propaganda.
exactly,
Yeah.
like it's like a straight stream into my consciousness. I'm like, red, white, and royal blue. It's like, bro, what the fuck?
What about you, Melissa? Did you have a bad TV show that you just like keep rewatching?
Pretty basic, but Riverdale. I watched 1 season,
Oh, okay.
and I literally only watched the first season. I don't watch anything else. But like,
Okay,
The
so
first season's not too
'cause,
bad,
like,
so I respect
I
that.
saw on TikTok they like added like magical powers or something.
Yeah, in like
and I was
season
just
4.
like, wait, what? Because like they already have a spin-off, Sabrina. I think that one's a pretty good spin-off.
Mhm.
But in general, Riverdale's just, I mean, even in season 1, I think it was okay because it had like a solid plot, right? But then season 2, season 3, I think it just went off the rails. But, and then, I don't know, I mainly watch like sitcoms, like really long-running sitcoms.
I feel like long-running sitcoms fit into it. What sitcoms do you?
I've watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine like 3 times.
That's fair.
But like the last season, I agree with everyone else. It kind of went off the rails because everyone left. But, and then Superstore I watched, it was pretty good. I don't know. There's not really much to say about it. It's just like, it's your typical like, main character ends up with the side character that comes on later in the season. And then everyone gets like their own little arc like tied up at the end.
Mhm.
And then I think another sitcom that wait, this is getting really off track, but I'm just talking about sitcoms that I actually like. But like it's mainly with movies that I think are bad. Like mainly I've been watching a lot of rom-coms recently. Basically every like Noah Centineo movie I've been watching recently.
that man. Sorry. What movies have you been watching?
To All the Boys, I think that was pretty good. It was
PK, Peter
Yeah.
Sorry.
so cute little Peter Kavinsky moments, you know. But like, oh my god, there was like another Noah movie. It was like the new one on like Tubi. It was like with the quarterback.
Oh, the
I
cute.
think-
No, that's Noah Beck.
Wait, I
Yes,
thought they're the
that's-
same person for like a month. Wait,
no, but
okay.
different people. No, Centineo is. Centineo is one tall the
No,
boys
they have like the
before.
same like vibe.
Yeah,
like, it's
but
just, like-
completely different. Like Noah
like
Beck
hot
is
dude.
actually.
Well,
Oh.
unpopular opinion, guys.
maybe this conversation ends here.
Maybe we finally go back to the original topic.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, to go like all the way back to I guess the first question that we were asked. I think the thing that makes like we talked about what makes a bad movie. What do you think makes a good movie? What do you want out of something?
I want something beautiful. I want to watch something and I'm like,
Well, the lights.
Yeah, like I don't care about the plot because this is the most amazing thing I've watched. And then the soundtrack is just like,
Yeah,
that was
I
me
agree
with
with that
Nosferatu.
actually.
Okay,
Like-
we talked about Nosferatu. The actual thing that makes you when you're like, oh, I want it to be beautiful. You want it to feature beautiful people.
No. Like just cinematography, like the locations they shot at. I was like, this is beautiful. The music, or like obviously the plot itself was like a little bit too long, and I was like, yeah, okay. And that made it probably like I rated it like a 3.5 or 4. But I was like, if it was a quicker paced movie, and then I just like cared more about the plot, just because I don't care about vampires, then I think that would have been a 5-star movie because it was a beautiful movie. The music was great. The acting was quite spectacular. But I was just also like, this is 2 hours of my life I'm never getting back. Like, it's so over for me. So it's like, I need to just watch something that's like...
Oh, you're talking about Nosferatu.
Yeah. Or it's like Bottoms, for example. Like, that to me was like an amazing movie because the music, cinematography, acting, plot, like, it's just so good. It's like everything you want and more. It's just like, yeah, like gay people killing each other. Like, I love it. Like, I don't know.
All right, we figured out what the reel's going to be for this week. We're just going to cut that
Just
moment.
people killing each other. Yep. We'll do our own version of Bottoms on the campus screen.
Anyway.
Can we do that?
Exactly.
What about you, Melissa? What do you think makes like a good movie? What do you want out of one?
And Tay literally said what I was thinking in my head. So literally anything from A24. Because like, not because they only have hot people, like, but like it's just like, I don't know. If I see like pretty colors, I'm just like, oh my god, that's a good movie. I'm pretty simple minded. But like,
Are you gonna watch Opus?
I was thinking about that actually. But I'll have to like suss out the trailer and everything.
That's fair. I think I'm gonna watch it just because I.O. Debri's in it, and I'm like, this girl is so good. Like, she's so talented. So I have to watch it, regardless of like whether it's good or bad. But I don't know. I feel like A24 has been like a downfall recently. Like, still beautiful movies. Don't get me wrong. Like, beautiful color grading. Like, I actually enjoy watching them. But like, they've gotten boring. They kind of hit this plateau where I'm like, can we like?
I think they're trying to like win more awards, so they're going in like the
Yeah.
more in-depth movies. But like, I don't like to think when I watch a movie, so I typically just don't watch them. But like,
That's so fair.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel like A24 is like, I kind of went Wes Anderson way where they like realized what their aesthetic was and then it's like leaning too far into it. Like, you know what an A24 movie looks like. You can like hear someone talk about a movie and then go, oh, it's an A24 movie, and kind of complete the picture of what the
Yeah.
movie's gonna be.
I think that's the thing with Wes Anderson. Like, he was my favorite. He's my favorite director, and like, and obviously it's like very like he's my. But it's like it's a nostalgic thing for me. It's like watching Fantastic Mr. Fox and Grand Budapest Hotel. I was like, wow, like this is cinema, and like this is like, you know, like the first time I ever watched movies. I was like, wait, these are actually good movies. It's not just like Boss Baby where I'm like, oh my god. So I was like, these are good movies. And then when Asteroid City came out, like I watched it in the cinema with my parents. My parents were like, what the hell did you bring us to? I was like, it's cinema. And I was like, oh, like that's when I was in my like cinephile era, and I was like,
Yeah,
by cinephile, it's like I watched one good movie and I was like, this is it. Now I'm like,
you got a letterbox account, you know?
exactly, like it's over. But that's why it's now. It's like I still respect Wes Anderson. I still really do love his movies, and I think like wow, they are still beautiful. But I think also like, you know what you're getting. You're watching this movie where it's just like low-key freaks talking, and you're like, okay, girl, like okay, rule of thirds, like wow, like that's how I feel now. Where it's like I'll still enjoy them, but same thing at A24. It's like I've gotten bored. Like I need them to switch it up a little bit or like incorporate something new, because like those pastel colors are not doing anything for anybody. Like I'm so over them.
I mean, what's weird, I felt the same way about Asteroid City. I was just like, this is a nothing film. What
I stopped watching midway for Asteroid City. It was really boring for me.
What I don't feel the same way about, despite it basically being the same fucking thing, is the French Connection.
Oh, that's called The French Dispute.
Oh, the French Dispute. The French Connection is a different film. Sorry, the French Dispute was like has exactly the same problems as Asteroid City. Like if you list them down and go, this movie does this well and this badly, it's the same thing. Yeah, Dispatch. And I'm still like, but I like that one. I like, for some reason, the French Dispatch really, I don't know, just like is a movie I can entirely understand people hating. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense that you wouldn't like this, but I really
What's like the main rundown of that movie? I've never seen it.
It's about basically a bunch of different journalists working out of one like news organization, and so it's kind of a bunch of different vignettes about an author and then the world or the problem that they're covering for their
Mhm.
news. So like one would be like, it's been a wee while since I watched it, but like one would be an artist like from a prison falling in love with like the prison guard and having like a successful art career and all this torment. Another one would be like Timothy Chalamet as a like French high schooler or university student trying to start a riot kind of thing, and it's the journalist covering it.
Okay.
I think it's Tilda Swinton. Yeah.
Sorry.
So it is total fucking film bro wank of just like,
But like
artsy, but that
like-
sings to me. That's just like pure vibes.
Sing to me. Sorry. You guys have been saying words that have like clicked something in my head, and it's like I need to make a noise to that.
You're like making sound effects right now.
No, I know, but they're like. No, I used to have like sound effects on the board last year, and then when they changed the board, obviously got deleted, and I'm like, now do I refilm them or not? Because like, but then I found out they don't actually go into the computer, so I was like, no, I'm just having sound effects in people's ears and don't even. Anyway,
Wait, sort it.
yeah, we'll figure this out later. No, but that's the thing with like Wes Anderson films specifically. I find that like they're all like copy and pastes of each other, but obviously different plots. It's just like visually they're all the same thing, which makes sense. Like obviously, like what else are you gonna do? But it's like, I think that's why for me it's like. Something about Grand Budapest Hotel and Fantastic Mr. Fox that I'm always going to be like, this is the best movies of all time. Just because like I think it's nostalgia, but also like those are the first movies that kind of were like very famous that were like, wait, this is actually like a very new take at the time. Whereas now it's like The French Dispatch or like Dispute, or Asteroid City. I'm like, I haven't watched French Dispute in like a while, so I don't really remember how if I liked it or not. But it was one of those things where I was like, or like Moonlight Kingdom, I've been wanting to watch forever.
I adore Moonlight Kingdom though.
And I just I love Benedict Cumberbatch, and I still just haven't watched it because it's like I don't want to watch it and end up being like, when did I watch? Like that's how I felt after I watched like Glass Onion. I was like, bro, like I can't do this to myself.
No, I think earlier Wes Anderson holds up. I think it's
Yeah.
just like, it's weird to be talking about demonstrably a good director in like bad media we love, but it is kind of, he did kind of go that way of like,
It becomes repetitive. He hasn't
Yeah.
tried something new, which I understand is like stick with what you know, the same way the artists do it. But it's like experiment, and then we'll see it. If you have good reception to it, then be like, wait, this is really good. But
I mean, I think he has experimented. It's just less and less accessible plots.
yeah,
Like, and then the visual style just becomes more and more, like he's got more budget, more time to make things exactly how he wants them to be. Like all the blinks in the French Dispatch are like synced to the music. That's an insane waste of fucking time.
That's so
right?
fun.
like
Imagine like allocating all that time, just like put that little 1
yeah,
second.
like there's a,
Someone's paid to do that. That's
Yeah,
the
well-
craziest part.
but and that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, it's a great film. I really like it. The vibes are immaculate. Is that what makes it a good to me? Probably not. And I think directors do go that way where they just they had somebody pulling them back a little bit when they were like starting out, because they're going, this is our money, you can't spend all of it. And then they get too big for their boots, and then there's no one stopping them. And I mean, even like Star Wars went that way because nobody was telling George Lucas to shut up. Or like Robert Eggers is the one I feel is going to go that way with Nosferatu and stuff, where it's like he's done the vibe as much as he can. So like, what's the one, like The Lighthouse, I think is the most Robert Eggers film that's ever been made. And I'm like, if you just keep doing the same thing, it's gonna go the way of Wes Anderson, where it's
Gonna get boring.
It's just gonna get boring. Yeah.
It's like you can make a beautiful movie 10 times in a row. Doesn't mean it's gonna become more beautiful each time.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, now I'm getting bored.
Yeah, back to that, like I feel like they hire a lot more A-list actors as well. Like I feel like, especially with Asteroid City, I saw a lot of actors that I knew. Like sometimes I don't really like that about a movie because it's just like, oh, I only see like Scarlett Johansson, I don't see anyone else.
Yeah.
Especially the same with voice actors. Like if I know the voice, I don't think I'll like absorb myself into the character, you know? Because you're just like, oh, that's the voice of that celebrity or something like that. Like I feel like it makes the movie a little bit more boring.
Dude, that's how I realized I'm not an audio learner. It was just because like there's something about like voice acting where it's like, if you give me a different face, I will not believe it's them. I really and truly, I'm like, who's that? It's like,
No,
I
say
have
like
to-
Morgan Freeman. He has like a very distinct voice.
Yeah,
Like,
but Morgan Freeman always plays Morgan Freeman. Like he's never not playing him. It's more like, I forgot her name. But like there's this one voice actor she's super famous, like has this very like squeaky.
Tara Strong or
It's a very squeaky voice.
is it the woman that did Bart Simpson?
No, I don't know how to describe it, honestly, but it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can tell me all these names, I still won't be able to just identify like what they look like. Just because purely like, if I don't see them speaking out of their mouth, like the face I associate with their noise, I'm not gonna like. I think she plays. I'm trying. Oh, what's her like? No, not Dory. I'm trying to think of someone. That one I know is on the
This
checklist.
is an impossible task for you, though.
I know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I really can't. Like, if the face doesn't match the sound or the name that's in my head, like, if I can't identify it with my face, I won't get it. Like, I truly will. Like, if we were in a room and someone had your exact voice, but they didn't look like you, I was like, that's a different person. But if, let's say it was you. I still would be like, that's not Melissa. That's some random bitch. Like, I don't know who this is. Like,
I'm the opposite.
truly-
Like, I'll just recognize a voice. Like, especially like, I think Katy Perry's voice Smurfette, and then all I heard was Katy Perry.
No, I could. I could not clock that. Like,
I think celebrity voice actors, I'm kind of with you. Celebrity voice actors, celebrities in movies. I think Scarlett Johansson was like the wrong cast for Astro City because I don't think she's a good enough actress. Like,
Why? Why do you think that?
I know. I think it's like you just see Scarlett Johansson. Like, that's it.
Johansson. She's Swedish now.
Isn't how are you meant to say it?
Johansson.
Is it Johansson?
Johansson?
Yeah. People go back and forth. Anyway,
I didn't know that.
I said Johansson first and was like, I don't think that's right.
Yeah, and then you said Johansson, and I was like, girl, what?
Ooh,
I'm gonna just keep mispronouncing it in new and exciting ways. But yeah, I think it just is her. It just does very little for me.
I do agree though. I don't think she's that great of an actress. I think that I think for Black Widow, perfect. It's like just enough emotionless where you're like, yeah okay.
I think that's up there with like Keanu Reeves though, where who's like by all demonstrable, like by all measures, is a bad actor. Like, but is a nice
Someone
guy.
is gonna come after you for saying that.
But everybody agrees with me. Like he's not. His biggest role was like Neo in the Matrix, which was his ability to look confused, basically.
I don't think I've ever watched The Matrix. Red pill, blue
Sorry,
pill,
what the hell?
propaganda.
I have to watch it in school, but that's it. I don't know.
I've
why.
never watched it.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I feel like if you have to watch anything in school, you're never gonna like it though.
To be fair, all my school studied was Shakespeare, but we're not going to get into that today.
Did we want to just go around and ask examples of like bad media we do actually like?
I'm just distracted by Anthea, sorry.
Yeah.
This camera's gonna this camera's gonna end me. It's like, what do you mean you're looking at me right now?
This is why Anthea gets their own camera, right? Like,
No, imagine like two people. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, damn, it doesn't work. Sorry. Wait, what did you say? Bad movie that we like?
yeah. Now that we've like talked about like what we think is good in the movie, like what makes a good movie, what makes a bad movie.
Time to open my letterbox again.
Yeah. What do you think is like a bad piece of media, like that everybody thinks is bad, but you or that you love?
Any movie made in 2016.
That's a
Any of them?
Yeah.
crazy way just to
No, it's because like I said before, I don't like thinking about movies when I watch it. Like, okay, unless it's Parasite, because I actually really liked Parasite. But like,
Anthea's not seen Parasite, right?
Yeah, I haven't.
oh my
but
god, that's like
purely
one of
just
my favorite movies of all time.
That was because I watched it when I used to live in Korea for a couple of years, and then obviously they don't show it to you in English, like with like any English subtitles. So I was like,
being
well,
Korean.
yeah. So I didn't watch it, and then I just like completely was like at that point. And then I moved to my boarding school, and I was like, wait, I literally like don't care. Like I don't have time to watch movies, so then I just didn't. And then to this day, I just haven't because I'm like I've gone this long without it. Like it's the same way that what happened with, like when we were talking about last week about like everything everywhere all at once. Like I didn't watch it until I was on a plane, and then I was like, why am I watching this on a plane?
Because
Like,
you need to be locked down. You need to be
I
like.
need to
like
be strapped to my seat to watch.
It took me like
something.
3 watches to like fully understand that movie.
That's the thing. Like that's why I don't know if I can really like. I don't know if I want to do that to myself when I like watch what's it called. Parasite. Sorry, I'm like, dude, I like really
No,
don't
it's like
understand
pretty
how this app
obvious. Like
works.
you know what the meanings are. They're pretty obvious. Like you don't
Yeah,
really have to like deeply think about it.
Nobody would call Boon Jong Ho like Seoul, like at all. Like, I don't even think he'd call himself Seoul. Like,
What was the question again? Sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
like
bad movies that were good.
actual bad movie, like something that everybody else thinks is bad, but you really like.
Oh my! I stand by anything in 2016 or something.
All right,
like
well-
2016, 2018. Like it's just like the
Do you want to
aesthetic.
name a movie that came from like 2016 or 2018? Or
I
do
need
we-
to
do
make
we-
a letterbox account. I actually don't have one.
Mine is literally just because I like
Like I
actually
tried
want
it
to
on
see
my
how many movies
notes
I can
app, but like
watch.
it's so random.
Do we want me to talk while you guys all find your
Yes,
your
please.
movies?
I don't think I have any like. This is
All right. Well, I've talked about Speed Racer before, so I'm not going to talk about Speed
yeah.
Racer.
Please don't.
Besides saying go watch Speed Racer. My partner hates me for saying this because it's my favorite movie of all time besides Speed Racer. Surf's Up, 2007.
No, that's a great movie.
That-
I had a crush on the surfer guy.
That sounds
On
really
the surfer
familiar.
guy, that's all of them.
No, like you know the one that has like the blonde strips, like the main character. I forgot his name.
Oh, Corey?
Yeah, I had a huge crush on him.
Shia LaBeouf? Is that?
Oh, is it? Dude, that makes so much sense. I was
Wait,
in
that's
love.
the Penguin movie?
Yeah.
I thought it
it's
was
like
I
the
thought it was like a
Penguin-
Happy Feet spin-off or something.
No, this Happy Feet is another Penguin movie.
It's just two
Yeah.
Penguin
It's another
movies.
kind of bad movie from my childhood that's got penguins.
No, but I'm not even joking. Like Shia LaBeouf in that movie, like that penguin. I was like,
Surf's
Oh my
Up is
God.
one of the ones I don't even think is like, it kind of, because it was like an animated kids movie, it kind of didn't get any recognition. I genuinely think it's really good. Like unironically, it kind of, people think back about it and go, oh, it's just a stupid penguin movie. It's actually really, really good.
no, I genuinely agree. I think the only thing I didn't like about it was like the documentary aspect of
Oh,
it.
I adore the documentary aspect. I think it's great. You know, like this is the stupidest like piece of film trivia. You know the volumes, the thing that they shoot like Star Wars on, was like the big LED stages.
Yeah.
The technology for that was like developed by Surf's Up to be able to like film the 3D
Really?
cameras with like 3D characters with real cameras, like tracking those cameras. The technology came
Really?
for Surf's Up
Oh my
because
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
the actual like
So
way
Surf's
that
Up
they
like
get
the
the, like-
blueprint of every single like,
yeah.
movie.
Surf's Up is
Oh
the
my God.
blueprint for
I
all the
didn't
new
know
Star
that.
Wars shows. We learn on this educational podcast.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
we
didn't know
do.
that. I learned something today.
All right. Do you know what Surf's Up is, or is that before your time?
Do you know what Surf's Up is?
Bro, 2007.
Before
I don't even know.
I was born then, guys.
No, you're 06. You're 06, right?
07.
You're 07. That's even weirder. Like in my head, I'm like, 06 is so normal. 07's like,
Surf's Up is a movie that came out like when you were born. Oh, that's awful. That's
yeah, at least I was
awful.
05. Like, not many movies came out in 2005 that were actually good. So you forget about them.
Okay, but have you seen Surf's Up?
No.
You've gotta watch Surf's Up.
That's so weird
It's
to me. I know how
genuinely
you feel
good.
now.
Yeah.
I need to watch like 50 different movies after this. Actually.
No, but that is the issue. Because I've got my mate that's like 30, and it's just like, oh, you've not seen this, and I'm like, you've been alive longer than me. You've had more of a chance. Like,
Okay, wait. You probably won't know this movie, but I think you will.
It's just discriminating against me.
yeah,
Because this movie came out in 2009, so I don't think you
Okay.
actually...
you weren't conscious yet, right?
Do you know the movie Planet 51?
Yes.
That is the best movie of all time. I will die on that hill. This movie, have you seen it before?
I saw the cover of it, but I have not watched it.
This movie?
He looks like Buzz Lightyear.
It's because it's about the aliens.
like in Toy Story. Wait,
No.
what is it about?
Do you recognize any of these people like in any of these like frames? Basically, okay.
No.
Basically, it's
What-
like
what-
Be honest, no.
Planet 51 isn't even something that's like memed, but like memed though. It's not something that's like
It hasn't
Surf's Up
been
a little
memed
bit,
at all.
Surf's Up a little bit's memed. Shrek massively memed. Planet 51 is something that's like a deep cut from people's childhood at that time.
So basically,
or like
okay.
Space Chimps. Anyway.
No one. Okay, so this movie basically, like, I forgot about this movie completely until I was like, wait, like you mentioned Surf's Up, and I was like, what's this movie called? So basically, Planet 51 is a planet 51, and basically this astronaut from Earth lands there, and he's like, I'm here to make peace, blah blah blah, like being super like racist, basically. And then they're like, this guy's basically, and like if a human were to land on the planet, basically it's like end of the world kind of vibes, like, you know, like everyone's gonna die, like there's a human, blah blah blah. So this guy, I think his name's like Emmett or something, some typical like early 2000s white guy.
Emmett.
No, that's a dude from the Lego movie.
Yeah,
we
that
talked
was
about
about to
this
say
before.
like the Lego movie.
Oh, Skiff. I think his name's Skiff.
That's not a name. It's just
Okay, well he's also like an alien, so like it's fine.
An alien called Skiff.
Exactly. No, but all the names are so weird. But basically, Skiff was actually voiced by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, which is so weird to me. Anyways, keeps the
Was he famous then?
yeah, he was super famous in like 2005 and onwards. Like,
My bad, guys.
but basically, then like he hides this like astronaut like in his house and stuff like that. And me and his parents are like, "What the hell are you doing?" Blah blah blah. And like, it's basically just goes around like the couple days that he's there for. But I remember watching this and I was like, this movie has like changed my life. I was like, that's when I was like, aliens are real and they're like this and they're like nice. Because I haven't thought about this movie in years. I like don't remember exactly like.
Were you that type
Wow.
of kid that like talks? however, like
myself.
like talk like how a character you'd see in like a TV show. Like you just mimic something.
Because
Really?
I watched a lot of movies and TV shows. Like I was on like I've been an iPad like a TV baby for like forever, to the point where I couldn't do that because my like voice. I have a really weird accent, so for even me to like try and do that, I was like my parents. Also, I had an older brother, so he would bully me and be like, "Can you shut up?" And I was
No,
like,
that's so real. I have one too.
I was like, okay, if I have to.
I think one of the things that this shows is like the bad movie media that we love is like it's always from our childhood. Like it is. It's easy to say it's like nostalgia, but then I go back and watch some of the stuff. I'm like, no, it's actually good. It's just like new priorities. Did you end up finding something that you thought was like?
Oh my god, I got completely off track. I'm so sorry. Okay.
I mean,
Or it's like I have it a lot with like Disney Junior TV shows.
yeah, totally.
Like Doc McStuffins, Sophia the First. I was like, these are bangers. I was like, wow. Like
I just
those
watched
movies.
everything off Cartoon Network. Like I don't.
That's the
know
thing.
what
It was
industry.
Cartoon Network until I had the remote, and then I made my brother watch. Like he would have to sit down next to me and watch Sophia the First, and then he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna start playing League of Legends," and that's when it was downhill for all of us.
I'm gonna
So it's
judge
your
you on League
fault.
of Legends.
It's your fault.
It's okay. It's the
I'm gonna
Asian in
judge-
the fam. It's the Asian in the Asian, bro. Like it had
I'm
to come
gonna
out
judge you
somehow.
on
I feel like
That's-
actually I laughed too hard at that. Well, I mean, similar level, right? Because I watched Planet 51, and I feel like maybe as the youth among me, I feel bad for kids nowadays for having too much media access.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, if you want to watch something, get something for your kids to watch, you get them Disney Plus, and then they actually have good and bad movies. They have everything. Whereas when I was growing up, you'd go to the library or like a DVD rental store, and they'd only have garbage.
Yeah.
So you would pick the most random shit,
It would be like the markets where you could pirate the CDs off, and you have like, and they like are glitching in the beginning, and then they get, oh dude, they're so nostalgic.
Well, that was the thing. So like, there's a movie called Shorts. Maybe this is why.
This sounds
Wait.
very familiar.
Yeah, this sounds. Oh my god! Wait, I did watch that.
Like where they have like a
I'm gonna
wishing
come on.
rock. Yeah,
Yes.
totally. And it's like low-key, I think it might be why I like The French Dispatch, because it's all like a bunch of little shorts films. They are stupid.
I've
Yeah,
never
that's the
seen this
thing.
in my
Like, I
life.
don't like to think when I watch something. Like, I'm literally gonna say that like 10 billion times.
Oh no, but they are. But it's like it's real Spy Kids energy. That's what like these
Oh.
films have of like
Spy Kids was so good.
really
until they
bad
had-
CGI, really like bad
You can tell
child
it's green
acting.
screen.
Yeah.
You can like see the little like strings when they start like flying or something.
Oh yeah, no, this was full of that. But like this is one of the ones I think we got from like a DVD store and then like never returned. Like it just became ours. Or a similar level would be like Zathura. Do any of you know what that is, or is that too deep a cut?
Let me look on my phone.
This was
Wait, I
like
need to look that a bit closer.
it's basically like Jumanji.
Zathura Space Adventure.
Yeah. It's like Jumanji.
No, this is
except-
2005. I definitely would
except
not
it
have
was
watched
like-
this.
like a different board game, but it was directed by Jon Favreau, the one that's like now the Marvel like
That's a
dude in charge
crazy
of
deep
Marvel.
cut right there. Holy.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah,
one
that's
of
a
the things we
crazy
watched.
upgrade.
It was like actually like $65 million. Oh my god, I've just looked at the money. It was a $65 million movie. It made $65.1 million. Like barely scraped through.
I always forget Jon Favreau is also an actor because then I see his face and I'm like, yeah, like I know you, but then I
Yeah,
always
his name
forget
sounds really familiar. I swear.
because he's the best friend.
I'm
No,
like
he's
moving
the,
the mic around a bit too much.
what's his name? He's the PA of Iron Man.
Yeah, he's also like the dude in charge of like running the
The
Marvel
Stark
like
company.
yeah.
Oh.
No, but he's like that's his job is he's like
Yeah. Head of that Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that he needs to be in more films because I really like him as like, I don't know. I think he plays the same role in every movie I've ever watched of him. That I'm
Yeah.
like, I really like your character.
slightly like Jolly Man or like
yeah, he's like kind of like Loki, like
like
if you use the
asshole
word,
heart of gold kind of thing.
yeah, it's like he's kind of like uncle, where it's like I love you, but you're also a freak, and I think you need a real job. But like I do love you.
So basically me, where it's
Oh.
like it just has too much free time.
Literally, was a PA to like a man who's now dead. Sorry.
Yeah, how does that work?
Marvel
Anyway.
spoilers, I guess, from like 10 years ago.
Yo, if you don't know it, it's like not my fault at this point.
I
Like,
also
I'm
don't think
so-
anyone's going to start watching Marvel now.
Exactly.
Yeah, Marvel movies are just bad movies. They're not bad movies we love anyway.
Yeah, my biggest regret was watching Thor: Love and Thunder in cinemas.
No, me
That's
too.
rough. Honestly, like seeing Wes Anderson get a bit shit, but like in a wanky arts way hurts less than seeing Taika Waititi get a bit shit, because it like that actually hurt me because I like loved all of Taika Waititi stuff, and just to see him kind of go, yeah, I mean, it was bad, my bad. Like,
I just did also the fact that Taika Waititi's like, is he married to or is he just
Yeah,
dating
he's
Rita
married.
Ora? I was like, this is weird. Like, why are you with Rita Ora? Like,
I don't know. That was like the most random celebrity couple I like found out about.
yeah,
And then
it's just, I don't know. Like, the same. That's how I felt about like Ben Platt, Dear Evan Hansen. I was like, I'm gonna kill someone. That's gonna get us like.
if we're gonna get cancelled, it's too late.
Not even cancel. I mean, like YouTube was gonna be like, why did she say that? Sorry, I was in a big fear about YouTube was gonna like delete our videos because I'm just saying something. I'm like,
is YouTube to have strict monetization?
yeah. But we don't monetize off of it.
Yeah, this is
okay.
unmonetizable.
Is it actually? No, I swear we could. We
No,
make
you
it,
need to hit like minimum thresholds for like engagement and
oh
stuff.
yeah, okay, then fair enough. Yeah, we definitely aren't hitting that.
So share the podcast with your friends, and then we can make money off it, guys.
Please.
Yeah, okay, MACS chats.
Did you end up finding something that you were?
Oh my god! I'm sorry.
Got sidetracked again.
Our
This
conversations
is
are
the
just
thing.
too
Like I was like
interesting.
worried about coming here because I was like, oh my god, I lose my train of thought like so easily, and like I literally switch up like every single 10 seconds, like every 10 seconds. So
This is why like
hold on.
this podcast is always a bit of a mess. Some of the ones where I plan them out and I record and I have questions and we have more of a structure. Some of the ones last week's with Yamka is just chaos.
But like those are the most fun ones. You're just saying stuff and it's like yippee. I need to look at more.
Oh, like
movies,
the basic movies are coming up, like Blade Runner and stuff. Wait.
Well, what movies did you watch as a kid then? Because I feel like that's a good place to go. Because you might even,
What was the first movie you ever watched?
Oh my
That's
god,
super
it was on
fun.
Cartoon Network.
Oh,
Wait.
you're actually. I was just. That was more like a. Do you remember the fact that you remember that is actually crazy.
It was
Sorry.
probably the old Tom and Jerry because I had it on CD, and then it would just play like the different volumes and everything. That was probably like the very first thing I ever watched.
I low-key think I used to have one of the Tom and Jerry like animated like full length feature movies, or maybe not a feature because I was a
Yeah, I
kid,
had like
so
the
like
little
10
like
minutes spent
one
ages.
shot
Yeah.
like seed like DVD, like it like showed different like volumes or something, and it was just like different one shots of them. I think that was the very first thing I watched.
Do you guys still get like DVDs and cereal boxes? Is that still a thing? Like,
No,
I don't have any DVD players anymore. So.
They stopped
Bro.
that. They stopped that in like 2013, 14.
Yeah, I think because some kid would like eat a CD by accident.
Probably.
But I feel like I got so many. I got like both of the Paul Blart movies came inside a little paper container inside a cereal box or some shit. Like,
What cereal is doing that with Paul Blart Mall
or I
Cop?
think it might have been like just like teasers or something, or it might have been like
I didn't know
attached to
cereal boxes
something.
were like still putting stuff in.
No, this
I thought
was
it
like
a child
the
safety hazard now.
1900s.
I don't think
guess.
they're doing
okay.
it anymore. But
No.
because I think that stopped probably like 2016, probably 2017. Or on COVID time. I think it's when it stopped.
I think
properly, and
maybe
we just
even
haven't brought it back.
earlier. I think like proper toys and things like DVDs and stuff stopped way earlier.
Yeah,
So I think
no,
it was like
DVDs
an
definitely
insurance
stopped.
risk basically.
But that was like I remember I would like there would be like a cereal box where like no one likes a cereal. It'd be like cornflakes or whatever. But then they would have like a movie with it, and I'd be like, "Mom, I have to get this." And then she'd be like, "Are you gonna eat it?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I am. I would get it. Never touch the box ever again." And I would just get the toy, and I was like, "Oh, this is so good."
I think a lot of it was actually like you're not allowed to advertise like that to children anymore.
yeah, probably.
You can't because that's basically what it is.
Like it was just so. I was like,
It's just like
this is
little
so-
plastic stuff. Wait, now I'm thinking about it. It was a child safety hazard because most of it was like little plastic stuff.
Yeah,
Which-
it's little plastic toys inside the thing you're literally eating.
Yeah, like-
fucking stupid idea.
I liked it. Okay, wait.
They get those microplastics young, I guess.
Okay, I don't think you've ever watched this movie before. I know you'd probably have though. Do you know Ace Ventura?
I have heard of it. I've not watched it
Yeah,
yet.
because I was like, you don't think we're too young to like watch it, but
I've not seen it. I've got
You're
like
just
a copy.
saying
I've not
movies
seen
that
it.
like I was like what 3 or like 1 or like I wasn't even born. So
Oh, but it is like the movies that we watched as a kid are kind of
that's
like the
true.
ones that you like always go back to, and then the 5-year or like 5-year difference for me, 4 or 5 years, and then the couple years difference for Anthea is like just enough to offset the whole like
Also, 'cause,
cultural
like,
perspective.
my brother is like I think 2 years older than Jade, so then it's like perfect timing. Like there in the middle of it where it's like everything I know because like my brother and stuff like that. Like I'll know what Jade's talking about. I just don't care. 'Cause it's like, that's what my brother would be into. And I was like, this wasn't what I was into as a kid.
Thank you for putting that honestly and
You're
frankly.
so welcome. No, it's literally just because it's like you'll say something. I'm like, this is what my brother used to say to me, and I was like, I don't.
That's good to know for future stuff.
Yeah. Okay, wait.
That everybody just looks at what I'm saying and goes, we don't care.
No. Okay, I found a list that has like a lot of bad old movies where I'm like, we can maybe go through and see if we've watched them. Do you guys know Air Bud?
Yes.
Liked it or not?
I liked it. I just like dogs. Like, I just like dogs. But
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I don't even think I remember it because there was so many buddy movies, like bud
That's
dog
true.
movies.
there's like the football one, and then like
This one is the
there's like
volleyball one.
hundreds.
they were like different sports or something.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Which one's is it Airbud the basketball one or the?
No, Airbud's the name, and then every like it'll be like Airbud colon something else. This one's
Yeah.
Airbud
Yeah.
Spikes Back, which is a volleyball version.
I think the whatever one that's like, I think it must be the first one, the basketball one, where it's like there's nothing in the
Yeah.
rules that says a dog can't play basketball.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's like ingrained into my brain.
So true. Okay. So there's Airbud. Do you guys know this movie, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day?
It was a book actually. I think I've read
Wait.
I think the
Oh, I have seen it actually.
Yeah, this is one of those early movies I watched, and I was like, who made this?
It was literally one of the brain rot movies I'd put on in the background.
Yeah, but I like really liked it, and then I completely forgot about it.
bro.
After.
This was like one of the books I was read as a kid or some shit. Like
exactly. Well, that was like
Wait,
a
it's a
book.
book?
we didn't
Yeah.
have movies back in my day.
Back in the early 2000s. Jade had no books.
I mean, back in the early 2000s, I lived in like the Isle of Skye like most of the time.
Yeah,
so we
that's
definitely
fair.
didn't
You
have
really
shit. Yeah.
She lived like in the middle of nowhere.
The Isle of Skye is like the Scottish Highlands, so like it is truly the middle of nowhere. I was talking to
Jesus.
Anthea last episode about like the first like cinema experience I went to was watching the first Pirates of the Caribbean that came in the back of a truck. Like it was like a truck
Oh
that
my
with
God.
the doors like it was like a big like truck that
That's
like
such,
a
like-
caravan, the sides would expand outwards and become like a movie theater.
That's such like a niche like media backstory.
Yeah.
It's very Isle of Skye coded.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also just like, oh, the first time I watched a movie was in the back of a van. Like
Yeah,
it's
it
really
In the back of a
problematic.
van
Horrible.
projecting to a bigger screen for a movie.
Oh yeah, it sounds delusional or creepy.
Did you guys watch Beverly Hills Chihuahua?
Is it? Wait.
It's
Oh my
just
god, I
these
think I
Chihuahuas
have.
who are in Beverly Hills and talked. So I'm really going through this list, and I'm like, wow, a lot of these movies I actually really enjoy.
I feel like I've not. I feel like I've not.
Wait,
I
oh my
feel like
God,
it's
I
one that
did.
my
It was like-
sister watched all the time though. So similar
Yeah,
vibe.
exactly. It's one of those movies that you see all the time
Oh,
because
yeah,
they made
what
like
was it?
7 of them and just like kept popping
It's the
them
type
out.
of thing that doesn't get made anymore.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
it's
there's
just like,
3 wait, it says there's a 3rd Chihuahua movie.
oh, there's tons of them. There's so many of these movies.
Unfortunately,
Belly Hills Chihuahua.
There were so many just talking dog movies. Like
Yeah.
growing up, just so many.
I
talking,
think it's its own genre, isn't it?
yeah.
Something probably.
But then they got spicy and you end up with like G-Force, which is like talking guinea pig movie.
I like G-Force though.
All right? Is that your bad movie that you love? Is
I guess it is. It's the one I can think about right now because like when I was just looking it up, it was just like random movies I've never seen before. So like I don't know where half of them went. Maybe they just didn't exist and I was just like hallucinating.
I
but-
feel that way about my childhood a lot. Actually,
So I was just like, was that actually a plot? Or was I just like so brainwatted, or like wasn't mentally conscious that like I just didn't register what it was?
yeah, I feel like we give the kids. Maybe not the kids because it's like your generation, but maybe like we rag on Gen Alpha too much for like the brain rot.
I'm
and
not
I'm like,
Gen
yeah,
Alpha,
but we
I'm
watch
literally Gen Z.
barely. But then and like we maybe rag them too much because we watch like Beverly Hills Chihuahua and like Planet 51 and like
that's what made modern day cinema. Without those movies, we wouldn't have Coco Melon.
I think that's actually a problem. I don't think that's a good
Cocomelon.
thing.
Did you guys watch Hop?
I hate Hop.
Wait,
Hop is
the
awful.
one James Marsden, and then it's like the bunny.
Okay, the names are crazy. Like I said, I don't know names.
This is
it's
coming-
the one with the CGI bunny, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
The
and he
Easter
plays
one.
and he plays drums.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's
I've
all
seen-
that movie, bro.
No, that's just bad, bro. That's
That was
just
the
bad.
first time I ever saw
I think I have that on
Stonehenge.
DVD. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, well, I saw Stonehenge and I was like,
Some rocks.
yeah, exactly. And then there's like some like fuck ass rabbit bouncing. I was like, bruh. So I'm really going through this list and I'm like, wow, like these movies have like, wow.
I remember thinking how that house was like so nice. It was like a luxury like $1 million house like in Hop because he was like babysitting for a house or something. Right? Well, someone was babysitting something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and then
maybe it's just because your childhoods were less time ago than mine. But like,
Yeah.
the fact you can remember this stuff is crazy to me.
No, I just have a decent memory. Like I don't know.
I've got a terrible memory. I know nothing. I just have a lot of unearned confidence, basically.
Did you guys watch Judy Moody?
That was another book that I was like.
That was a book, and then I watched the movie before I read the book. What's it called? Judy Moody and the Not Bummer Summer. Have you ever seen this before?
I feel like if I looked at a photo, then yes. Yeah, I think I saw the book, but I didn't watch the movie.
I watched the movie like 7 times when I was a kid. I was like, this is peak cinema. I am going to be Judy Moody when I get older, and then I never rebelled in my life. So that's really fun. I was like,
damn, the aspirational character of it.
I know, right? Like I never did anything bad. That's like such a lie. My parents were like, dude, I'm
our
the worst child
our little
ever had.
angel Anthea, who's never like
never rebelled in her life.
I was like
Never
the
talked
worst child
back.
they ever had. That like they're like, please move away, like please. And I was like, okay.
Or Pontius gonna get removed for like disinformation.
Exactly. I'm like, Shark Tale, but I don't say Shark Tale's a bad movie just because like
No, Shark Tale is a bad movie, but like Shark
Yeah,
Tale
I
is one of
agree.
the ones that does not hold up. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I forgot about it until you just mentioned it.
Except
Like,
for the woman, the really sexy,
isn't
attractive
it
woman.
Angelina Jolie or
Yes.
something? Yeah.
was it the redhead fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a baddie. She's a baddie.
Yeah, no, that's just something that doesn't hold up. It's like it's got some good jokes in it. Like I still occasionally like see some like clips or something on YouTube, but it doesn't hold up. It's not.
Exactly. Or did you guys watch Sky High?
Sky High is
Oh.
both a great movie,
This movie.
and like totally about
Yeah.
eugenics. It's like
my
really
God.
problematic.
It was released in 2005. I love Sky
My God,
High.
this is pre Melissa.
like you need to watch this movie eventually because this is one of
Okay, I
those
need to write this
movies.
down.
Sky High, and then what's the other movie where it's like the 5 kids in jump. It's like I get knocked down, but I get up again. And then
You're gonna need to give me more information than that.
And then there's a really small girl who's like super strong and throw rocks at the wall and stuff.
You
Oh
sure
my
this
God.
isn't just Sky High?
No.
Sky High was one of the movies, again, about all the ways you get media as a kid, was like after school hours care. I would like genuinely, I don't know.
Zoom. Sorry, I was really loud.
I think
This movie.
No idea. That's
You've
just
never-
a Sky High ripoff. Don't
No,
even.
That
don't
does
even-
look like a rip-off.
No,
because
okay,
this
this
looks like
movie-
literally the same.
No, we're not moving on from Sky High this quickly. I want to talk about Sky High. Like, it's one of the ones I watched like religiously because it was always just in like the DVD player, or, like at the fucking after school hours care I had when I was a kid. The movie's about eugenics. Like it's a problematic movie. It's about like it's I think the original movie of like all the kids meeting in the past just being like we weren't special but we worked hard and the power of friendship were magic. This is like the kid has no powers and then
But the parents are the most like influential people in society.
yeah, it's like, oh my God. Basically, it's just like the twist of is actually no, he is really powerful. He's just got good genetics. Like,
Wait, so why was it problematic? Was it just a
because
joke?
it's basically just like it's total just like chosen one narrative of like it's never about like the hard work or this or that. It's basically like some of you kids are heroes, some of you are sidekicks. It's genetically predisposed that some of you are like a
okay.
second class of
Face whoever
citizen.
your parents are, you're going to be this.
Yeah,
basically.
it's basically like a superhero caste system. Like it's really bad.
But it's just like, but it's one of those movies where you're like,
when you're watching it as a kid, it's basically the version of all the cop dramas that Anthea watches,
Yeah.
just like mainlining propaganda.
yeah, like
into
when I was watching that as a kid, I was like, I'm gonna be like this. I was like, when are my powers gonna come in? Blah blah blah. Like I really believed in it, and then I thought about it. I was like, my parents can't do any of these things. Like, why would this? What the fuck? I was like,
you have to have a serious sit down conversation with your
No,
parents.
there's
Like, what the fuck's going on
yeah, I
here?
was like, why are my powers not coming in right now? Like, they should be coming in by now.
like the kids that still like the kids that when like turned 11 thought Harry Potter was real and like an
Yeah.
owl was gonna deliver
yeah,
them
I
a
thought
letter.
that too when I turned 11.
You thought Harry Potter was real?
No, I was just like, where's my owl? Like when I was like 11, I was just like, where's my little acceptance letter? Like,
Wow.
I don't want to go to normal school. Like,
So valid. She's like growing up in Melbourne. She's like, take me away. Take me to the
Away.
UK.
Take me to Scotland.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, girl, you want to leave Melbourne for the UK? Sorry.
it's like virtually the same, just like less
No,
bipolar
it's-
weather, isn't it?
No, it's not.
No,
Wait, where's Hogwarts again? It's in like,
in Scotland. Well, like,
Scotland
the
forever.
actual castle is. I think I don't know where the actual thing is meant to be set, kind of thing.
But it's up in the UK.
Yeah,
And like the UK is
it's an interesting place.
it's you either love it or you hate it, and I hate that I love it because it makes me want to hate it.
I think most people just hate it, including the people that live there, right?
Yeah,
Like,
to be fair, everyone's miserable there, but so is everywhere. Everywhere is miserable. What is going on in my mouth today? Everyone is miserable everywhere they live. So
it's like
either way.
it's the worst sequel to Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's like everyone is miserable everywhere.
Guys, I'm gonna do that.
Oh my god, don't get me started on that movie. I had to watch it like 5 times to like grasp what it was. Because like I get like the main themes, but then it's just like, but then like the second half of the movie was just like bagel. I was like,
Yeah, I
was like, wait.
I think that is the
So
theme, though.
real.
I think.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, wait, I don't understand this. Like, it's really about like these like underlying themes of like appreciating your present, I guess. That was like the main message I got. But then it was just like, oh, bagel. Like the entire universe is bagel. And I was just like, I was just like, wait, what? And like, yeah, I don't know. I just like Michelle Yeoh.
No,
But
Yeah.
that was,
we
like,
talked
the main
about this
thing.
last week. How like Yamka and I were talking about like Everything Everywhere All at Once. We're like, it's so stupid because like it's made out to be so deep, and it's really not that deep. But
Yeah,
like,
like that was the thing. I was just like, yeah, I thought it wasn't that deep, but then it ended up having some serious aspects.
yeah,
Like, aspect. So I was just like,
I mean,
oh, okay, probably have to
it's
think
like
about it.
it's a film that has some like subtext in that, but it was more everyone else around it was like bigging it up.
Yeah.
Like I could put on my film bro hat and go, yes, meta-modernism, fucking like all this stuff, but processual like connection to family, blah 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 blah. But it is actually just an enjoyable film first and foremost. Like, yeah. But that's not a bad movie that we love. That's just a good movie that was
That
slightly
is just
overhyped.
a good movie.
Did we have anything else that we wanted to bring up? Because we're gonna hit 55 minutes.
yeah. Zoom. You guys wouldn't let me talk about
Oh,
it.
okay. We can talk about Zoom.
Okay, let me read to you guys the plot of this because I'm not going to do it justice explaining it because it's like, okay. Jack Shepard is an out-of-shape auto shop owner, far removed from the man who once protected the world's freedom. Reluctantly called back into action by the government, Jack is tasked with turning a ragtag group of kids with special powers into a new generation of superheroes to save the world from certain destruction. So there's 4 kids. There's this little tiny girl who is like extremely strong. Like she would throw these things into like the street. Like
I could
into
see the
things.
Photoshop outline from here.
Exactly, like, it's so bad. There's this guy who turns invisible, and he's like, you know, like he's like teenage boy. So I was like, so sexy, like whatever. This kid, like this one was kind of messed up. Like he was already a big kid, and then they made a superpower that he could get even bigger.
Sorry. Early 2000s
Okay, that is
body
problematic.
shaming. It's bad, but that's actually funny.
No, like they literally would be like, "Oh, you're a fat kid who can get fatter." It's like, oh my god, like what? And I was watching, I was like,
They just like
"Wait."
cast a fat kid. She's like, your superpower is just getting
No,
fat.
literally, I was like, when I was
Could you imagine the casting call? Like,
We need
No.
a fat kid who's comfortable with like their superpower being more fat.
no, literally, I was like, dude, I was like, that better not be my superpower. I was like, fuck. I was like, no. And then there's one other girl who she has like, I think like levitation and like powers to move stuff. Obviously her and then the other like teenage guy are like love interest, whatever. But like literally they're like tasked with like fighting against like the government, some other government that's like trying to attack. It's so stupid.
wait, so are they attacking their own government or like another
Yeah,
one?
like
I'm mentally
another-
trying to work
someone-
out if this is based or fucked up.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I know that someone's attacking them, and they're being used by the government to like defend the states, I believe. If I remember correctly, though, it was the government was actually just like attacking themselves, and they fought against the government, like you know. But I don't know whether like I don't know whether it's their government they're fighting against or another one. That's the thing. I don't remember that.
Maybe this is better than Sky High. Maybe this is like the anarchist Sky High that we needed. Like,
I mean, the
They look the
ratings are
exact same to me.
horrible.
I'm sorry. Like the posters literally look the exact same.
It's because it's
Oh,
so,
you just
switch
it's
the
so early
titles?
2000s. That's
if you
why.
literally switch the titles, I literally wouldn't know the
yeah,
difference.
if you showed that quick enough to me, I'd go, same movie, right?
Yeah,
Like,
the thing is, Smash Mouth was used like all
Oh my
throughout
God.
this. Like, so that's what I'm saying. The song like "I get knocked down, but I get up again" is like literally the theme song of this movie. To the point where I'm like, this is the best movie of all time.
all right, thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of Max Chats. I hope you enjoyed listening to some of the bad media that we love. As a reminder, please follow us on our socials, our Instagram and our TikToks. And as always, keep an eye out on our Instagram stories for open recordings, which you can join as a guest. We also have that Google form where you can fill out ideas and suggestions for the podcast. And if you give us an idea, it could eventually become an episode in of itself. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. Thanks.
Bye.